Well, good afternoon guys. It's about 2:30, 2:45 now. It's Friday the 22nd of March and I'm down the canal, as you can see. Quite a bit's happened since the last time you saw me. That was the 8th of March. Not least of which the river season's ended, unfortunately. Now I think the last time you saw me, as I say, 8th of March, we had that chub out. And I said I was going again on the Sunday. I didn't actually get out on the Sunday. I went out again on the Monday evening after work. Very similar conditions to the 8th. This was the 11th. Do you know what? I fished the stretch up from the stretch where we had that chub, slightly upstream, stretch I've been sort of concentrating on. And do you know what? I didn't have a bite. I tried absolutely everything. Maggots, worms, bread, cheese paste. I even put a pellet on at one point. Luncheon meat, nothing. I couldn't get a bite on a single maggot, a size 18 hook. For some reason it was absolutely switched off. I had three banker swims up there where I've never failed to catch, let alone have a bite, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that was a bit of a dead loss really. I did intend to get out again on the Thursday, which was the last day of the season. However, the Avon was absolutely banging through, chocolate brown, and in my experience, no good at all. So I didn't go out, but I know several people who did, and no one did any good at all. So I'm glad I stayed at home, to be honest. So we're back on the canal. Two targets really on the canal. Love the Zander fishing, as you know. Really do enjoy that, and that's what I did on Monday. Came out Monday this week, but it had been very, very cold. It's starting to warm up a little bit now. It had been very cold, and it was tough going. I fished and fished and fished, probably did about half-mile stretch I haven't ever fished before. It wasn't until it got dark, very, very last knockings, that I had a couple of really small little schoolies out from under a bridge. So it didn't blank, fortunately. But it wasn't quite the start that would have been nice to have. But the canal's quite clear at the moment, clear for this canal anyway. There's 4 or 5 inches of visibility, so there's no boat traffic at the moment. And that brings me on to the other target that I'd like to have a go at down here, which is roach. I'd like to have a nice canal roach out, and I really need to do that before the boat traffic starts. Now I haven't seen a boat today, didn't see a boat the other day, either when I was out on Monday, because you know, feeding a small area and fishing over the top of it when there's boats going up and down, the canal's literally sort of 3 foot deep. It's no good at all, is it? The bait just gets washed away all the time, it scatters the fish. So that's the idea, to do that before the boat traffic starts, as I say. So with that in mind, it being hard for the Zander last time I was out, and most probably being no boats, I bought a float rod to perhaps do some roach fishing, and I bought a couple of Zander rods as well. I'm going to start off Zander fishing with it being bright sunshine. I think we might do a bit better with the Zander than with the roach, and we'll suck it and see. I'm going to come to a section actually I've never fished before, this far up this stretch anyway. I have fished this stretch before further down, and I'm going to work my way back down that way to some familiar swims. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get the Zander rods out here. There's a bush just over there on the other side, which is pretty much the only feature on this stretch. So I'm hoping there'll be some Zander tucked away under there. Take long. Well guys, that didn't take long, did it? I hadn't even got the second rod out. As I thought, they're hiding away under this tree. This one was anyway. As you probably noticed as well, I'm not striking, I'm still using those circle hooks. Basically the same traces as I was using down the Avon. As you can see, it's got him there in the corner, which is fantastic. Not a big one, but it's a great start after just a couple of minutes, literally. There he is. Fab. That'll do, that's brilliant. Great. Right, I'm going to get him back and get the rods back under this tree, see if his mates are about. Well, I got this rig out of the water, just baiting it again. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing, because a few people have asked me. What I've basically got is a float ledger setup. First thing on the line is a couple of gripper stops there. I use a couple because I have had them, they come off before now. And obviously don't want that, so put two on there, it's a bit of security. Next thing down is a Drennan Zeppler float. This is a 5 gram, it's only a tiny one as you can see, and that's attached pendulum style to a quick chain swivel there. Now there's a reason for that, which I'll go into in a minute. And the lead weight on here is down the bottom here, as you can see. What this is a Fox quick change back lead. That's 10 gram. The idea being that it will pull the float under if I'm fishing too shallow. So I'll know about it, basically. And on the end of the main line, it's just a quick chain swivel there, which has got traces on that I was using on the Avon. There are a few pike about, so I am using Drennan soft strand traces with single hooks on. As you can see, that's what's left of the bait. That's a smelt. I took that one on. I'm using single hooks, circle hooks, with the barb just pinched down on them as well. Now, the reason I use this particular setup is because, as you'll know if you've been watching my channel at all, that I do tend to fish into dark. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to see that in the dark. I mean, I could go put beta lights on it and stuff, but what I've decided to do is set this up so I can change it really easily over to a straight ledger setup. Hence the quick change lead here. What I'll do, you see, as it gets dark, is whip this off. It's got like a split in it, and there's a tube that goes in the middle that's got a split in as well. I mean, it comes off that quickly and it's gone. And then all I do is literally take the float off that quick change swivel there and stick a lead on, and then we've got a running ledger setup. The Drennan stops are up there out of the way, so they're not an issue either. It's very, very quick to change over, and that's also the reason why, if I bring this over you'll see, I've got the quiver tips on. Now what I did on the last session was use a quite heavy lead, point the rod straight at the lead when I had those schoolies under the bridge, put the bait runners on very, very slack, and they were taking line, the bait runner was clicking, I knew I was getting a bite, pick the rod up and away we go, just keep an eye on this float over here. But to be honest, I quite missed the visual indication, so yesterday I just changed the Avon top over to the quiver top, and what I should do is just illuminate with a torch and literally quiver tip for the Zander with the bait runners on as well. So that's the rigs explained. As and when I do some roach fishing, I'll just explain to you what I'm doing with that rig again there, but it's just a basic lift method I'll be using there. The canal's only 3 foot deep, something like that. So that's the rigs explained. Anyway, right, I'm going to get this back on and we'll get it back in the water. Wow. Well guys, as you saw, I've ditched the Zander rods for a minute. I've got to come to this straight bit, and there's a wider bit here. Saw a few fish topping. I thought, let's have a go with the lift float, float fishing with the lift method. Been here about 10 minutes. Had a bite on bread, and then I've just had this fella on a couple of maggots. It's no beast, is he? But wow, out of the canal, that's fantastic. Really pleased with that. After a nice roach, and I'd call that a nice roach. Beautiful condition as well. That's fantastic. I was just going to stop here for maybe 20 minutes, just see what happened, and it's looking good. Always fancied this stretch. I saw it a couple of times last year, but never fished it. Well, I'm going to get him in the edge here, so he doesn't spook the rest of his shoal mates, and so you can have some more out. Wow, and another one. Fantastic. Well guys, I said I'd run you through the rig I'm using, and here it is. I've got my John Wilson Avon quiver, £1.25 test curve rod, with centre pin on there. Got £4 main line, and I have a Drennan, what are they called? Drennan glow tip. Just stopped between a couple of float stops there. This is the 5BB model, and then it's very, very simple. Got the bulk shot there, about 15 inches from the hook, something like that. Then I've got the shot that sits on the bottom that effectively takes the float over shotting pattern, over weight if you like. That's about, what, 3 inches from the hook, something like that. Fishing it slightly over depth, and then winding the reel just until the float drops down, so effectively the line sort of like that to the bottom. And I hope it came out on the camera, but it was a clear lift of the float. We were on. Fantastic. Oh. Well, that wasn't a roach. Another bream or turbocharged hybrid. Wow, another absolute beauty. Whoa. Oh guys, fab. Fab. There you go, there's a proper one. Fantastic. Well guys, while I was doing that bit of roach fishing, I just had one Zander rod out and the float just caught my eye. It's whizzing about all over the place. There we go, that's about that. That's a proper one, isn't it? That's fantastic. Just had it out as a bit of a sleeper rod and just right in the middle of the canal. Fab. That's really good. I'm really pleased with that. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, let's get him back. Well guys, the roach fishing's died a death, I'm afraid, so I'm going to get these fellas back. It's absolute beauties, absolute beauties. The wind's picked up and it's got a bit cold, so I'm not sure if that's the reason, but careful. There we go. I think this is the biggest one, just about. I'm going to remember this spot, definitely. It's very lively as well. Beautiful. Careful, careful, careful. Careful. Fantastic. Right. As I say, I shall remember this spot definitely, and I shall be back. Right, I think we'll get on the move with the Zander rods now.
The float lifted up and went back down and was moving around. And yeah, it's moving around, isn't it?
Something happening, isn't there?
Yeah. See, it's shifting. As soon as you, there you go.
There you go. There we go. Don't want to deep-hook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't feel very big.
Just that one cast right into the.
Very small, in fact. Oh, I don't know, changed its mind. Feels a bit bigger now.
And it ends up being a double.
Actually, it's pulling now. Don't feel very big though, but it's hopefully tiny.
That's a good scratch.
That's not bad, isn't it?
Yeah. obviously good. Obviously a few of them around here.
God, it stinks, doesn't it?
It smells quite nice up there, but it does smell a bit. There's a bloody frog on the bloody surface.
Oh,
there.
well, do you know it was singing away?
Oh, they haven't got bloody American bullfrogs here, have you?
Well, I don't know, just like singing in a froggy way. Oh, it's fighting alright. Even toad, right? Toad, but yeah, there was it two of them, one on someone's
Yeah,
back.
I think mating, aren't they?
Oh, that's not a bad one, is it?
That's good scratch.
Really getting resistance, this.
Quite harder on flake here, don't they?
Yeah.
Nice
Brilliant.
one.
Thanks, mate. Fantastic.
Nice that way.
Won't do, won't it? Well, guys, we've got to wait for the next fish. It's been about an hour and a half since the last one. I've tried several different spots, and as it got dark, as you see, I hadn't put the light on the camera because I was literally about to go home and just wound the one rod in and saw the float bobbing on the other one, and bobbing, then it lay flat, then it cocked itself again, and this fellow was on the end. Fab. Superb, nice and fat as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'll be out again now on Sunday, that's the plan. So tight lines, enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again on Sunday.